Brutal. Brutal. You gotta put in the work. You can't quit. Utility to your workouts. Skills and utility to workouts.
It's Monday, July 21st, 2025. Thanks for tuning in today. Jeep maker Stellantis warns of a shock $2.7 billion loss as tariffs bite. This on CNBC today. Stellantis released estimates for the first 6 months of the year. Outlook also not looking good. And this is an interesting article because this is a huge loss, $2.7 billion with a B, $2.7 billion loss. Markets today, flat. Didn't seem to affect markets that much. But what is really fascinating today is look at gold prices. As I make this video, gold is up $54 an ounce, sitting at $3,410 an ounce right now. Silver, another big day, up 82 cents, sitting at $39.11. Wasn't that long ago, people were saying these are just rocks, barbarous relics. Who wants this stuff? Buy gold when it goes to $800. Silver is going to $8. That's when you should buy. Now many people are saying that silver may never go below $35 again. We may not see gold ever below $3,000 again. Gold is going to $4,000. That's the next stop. And I think silver is going to 40, and where it goes after that, who knows? But it's probably going to go much, much higher. And we're seeing these days now where gold's going up $30, $40, $50, $60 in a day. Silver's going up on some days 50 cents, 60 cents, 80 cents, $1, $1.50. These are huge moves. And think about, over the past few years, this stuff would hardly move. They were able to manipulate it so easily. But now with Russia and China in these markets, it's getting much more difficult to manipulate. And the dollar is under extreme pressure. And it is going to continue to be under extreme pressure. And it's going to take a lot more dollars to buy silver, to buy gold. And I don't give financial advice, but if you're thinking about getting into this market, if you're thinking about getting into gold or silver, this is probably the time to do it because these prices are going to continue to go up. Silver is still under $40 an ounce. You don't have to have a whole lot of money. You don't have to make a whole lot of money to go buy an ounce of silver today. If you need help with that, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. You can go to the link. You can call SD Bullion, tell them that Jeremiah sent you. Or just go to the link down below and make an order. And by the way, the good people over at Dirty Man Safe, one of the best places you can put your gold and silver, bury this stuff under the ground and keep it safe. This stuff is getting very, very expensive. And it's still cheap. I think it's going to go much, much higher. I don't have a crystal ball, don't know. But if you look at all the geopolitical issues, the wars, inflation, all these weak currencies, all of this uncertainty, it has to point you in the direction that gold and silver are going to go much, much higher. People are going to look for a physical, tangible asset that they can hold, that they believe in, that has a 5,000-year history. So keep an eye on that. If you need some, go to the links down below. Beef prices are the new egg prices. They're soaring. This on CNN today. Beef prices are up almost 9% since January, according to the Department of Agriculture. Steak and ground beef up 12.4% and 10.3% respectively over the last year. Cattle herds are at the lowest levels in 74 years. They blame this on weather, the droughts, food costs to feed these herds. And I try to eat all natural beef, and it is very, very expensive. So I don't eat steak every night, but once a week I try to get a good steak, a good burger, and I try to stay away from the stuff at the grocery store. I buy 100% no antibiotics, no drugs, beef, burger, chicken, pork. And so I'll eat less of it, but I'll eat a higher quality. But I think when you're trying to buy, even going to Costco, $16.99 for New York's that used to be $9.99 a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Now $15.99, $16. And you go to a higher end butcher for no hormone, no drugs, you're going to be paying for New York, you're probably going to be paying around $25, $30. And of course, you go to Prime, you're probably paying about $40. Super, super expensive. You go to a steakhouse now, today, in this environment, you know, it's not uncommon to pay $100 for a steak at a steakhouse now for a prime steak. It's just becoming such a luxury. Redfin News, 1 in 7 pending home sales fell through last month, the highest June level on record. 14.9% of pending home sales fell through in June. That is up from 13.9% the year earlier. We now have 500,000 more homes for sale than we do buyers, and that number is going to continue to increase. I forecast that this will be the worst real estate market 2025 that we have ever seen. 2024 was the worst. This, I believe, will be worse than 2024. We just have too many people losing jobs. We still have too much inflation. Anybody that believes that inflation is 2.7%, I have a bridge to sell you. It's getting even so expensive to rent right now. All of this is unsustainable. Something's going to have to give. Something's going to have to break. Tulsi Gabbard has tons of evidence now regarding Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. This is going to be very, very interesting. Obama, could he be arrested? There's a lot of talk about this all over social media, that Obama could be arrested and that he was behind the whole Russiagate thing. Obama is now the #1 trending topic on Google. Is there more than just smoke, or is there fire? Comment down below. What do you think? Is there truth to this? There probably is a lot of truth here. Now, if something gets done or not, who knows? We always hear, we know a lot of politicians that we believe were behind some horrific crimes, that nothing's happened to them, at least not yet. But Obama, allegedly part of a conspiracy of the Russian hoax, creating a coup against the Trump administration. Should this be investigated? Should he at least have his passport taken away? Should he be arrested? This could be a real crime. I think that there's a lot of evidence here, and Tulsi Gabbard says she has tons of evidence and whistleblowers regarding Russiagate who are ready to talk. She has exposed a coup against the Republic. Russiagate was an absolute travesty. It should have never taken place. We cannot have a country where these type of things are happening. And if this is true, this is all alleged right now, but if this is true, if these things did take place, the players, the bad actors must be brought to justice. And unfortunately, we could talk about Epstein and all these other things, yet really nobody's been brought to justice for anything. These coups, Russiagate, Epstein files, all this stuff, nobody has been brought to justice. But they've told us for many, many years, nobody is above the law. Nobody is above the law. If that's true, how come so many of these lawbreakers are still in high, powerful places running the country? Comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Here's just a crazy one right here. I was watching some of the videos of this, of Hunter Biden, another alleged criminal. F. Clooney in Carville, Hunter Biden goes on expletive-laced rant about everything. And I watched some of these videos. This guy is a example of why you should never do drugs, ladies and gentlemen. He said, here's some of the quotes from some of the videos. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? I'm talking about the immigrants and why we need immigrants, because our country just will not be able to function without that. How are you going to function if nobody's cleaning your hotel room? He says, how do you think you have food on your effing table. Your effing table. Well, I'll tell you why I have food on my effing table, because I make it. That's why I have food on my effing table, because I make it, I cook it, and hopefully next year I'll be growing it. But it's such a slap in the face, first off, to immigrants, because he basically just thinks that they're just here to clean toilets and, you know, clean hotel rooms and cook your food and do all that stuff. I mean, just this guy's a lowlife, just very disgusting. Who washes your dishes? Well, I have a dishwasher, and that washes my dishes. But we just are not going to be able to function as a country without, you know, immigrants washing our dishes and making our food. Who do you think does your effing garden, he says. And then he goes on to say white men are 45 times more likely to commit violent crime than an immigrant. I don't know. How are we going to survive without illegals in our country? Somebody won't be able to make you food or clean your toilet or clean your hotel room. I mean, I think there's a lot of immigrants here that probably do a lot more than that, but this is how they look at immigrants. And this is how they look at the country, that we won't be able to function as a people because we're just not capable enough of cleaning our own toilets. We're not capable of making our own beds. We're not capable of feeding ourselves. We're dependent on illegals. This guy, again, another reason why you should never do drugs, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is a complete, full-blown lunatic. But you can Google some of the clips of this interview that he did. It's frightening. It really is. Talk about somebody who should probably be in prison. This guy. King World News. Silver panic draws near, leaves shorts running for cover. Very interesting. We are near $40. $40 an ounce silver is in sight, and I do believe we're going to hit it. Shorts begin to question whether the price of silver may quickly accelerate to all-time highs. What happens? And I've got to ask all of you this. What happens when the stock market euphoria finally comes to an end? Do you want to be holding paper, or do you want to be holding physical ounces? Question, comment down below. I hope that if you are in these markets, that you are taking some profits and you are putting it in hard assets like gold and silver. The euphoria is going to come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. This will not go on forever. It cannot go on forever. The markets are way too big. At some point, the markets are going to react, and it's going to shake out a lot of these dead branches, a lot of these zombie companies, just a lot of these overinflated stocks, companies that aren't even making profits, and their stocks are going up. It's unbelievable what we're witnessing. CNBC, Treasury Secretary Bessent calls for a review of the entire Federal Reserve. I agree 100%. In fact, I say we probably need to get rid of the Federal Reserve, get rid of it, and let markets dictate where interest rates should be. That's my opinion. Love to know your opinion. Comment down below. Here's another one today. Mexico mandates biometric digital ID by 2026. I think this is concerning. I think everybody should be a bit worried about this type of technology. And are we getting one step closer to taking the mark of the beast, 666, taking an implant, in your wrist or on your forehead? I don't know. But the technology is beginning to become reality. And it is amazing to read the Bible, which I've read for many, many years, especially Revelations, and to see that what it was talking about thousands of years ago, now, today in 2025, this technology is alive and well, and we are moving closer to what the book of Revelations is predicting. Now, does that mean we're 10 years out, 100 years out, 1,000 years out? I have no idea. But it is eerily similar to what the good book has been predicting. And we are now at a time in history where we have the technology to do these type of things. So what are your thoughts on that? But as I leave you today, it is an interesting time to be alive. And, You know, some people will say, I'm a broken record, I repeat a lot of things. Well, first off, there's a lot of people that come to this channel daily, brand new. Secondly, all this news I read to you today, this is all today. This is all today's news. All of today's news. And you know, when I started making videos years ago, things have not gotten better. They have gotten worse. Well, how long have I been making videos? Since about 2017, roughly. You know, 8 years roughly, whatever, I don't even know. But I can look back 8 or 10 years ago, and you can look at today and the condition that this country is in. It is more divided than it was 10 years ago. The debts are bigger than 10 years ago. The deficits are bigger than 10 years ago. The layoffs are bigger than 10 years ago. Home prices and inflation much higher than 10 years ago. So things continue to evolve, and they're changing, and we're heading down a very, very dark and narrow path. And I will continue to remind everybody watching these videos on a daily basis that you need to be getting ready. You need to be preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Especially if you have kids, you need to be making sure you can protect them. You need to be multi-dimensional. Too many people just go, well, I have cans of food and water, I'm going to be fine. You're not. You need to be able to know how to defend yourself. You need to know how to defend your food, your assets, your families. Of course, you need to be able to eat. You have to have water. You need to be walking close to God, because this is really a time of spiritual warfare, and you need money. You're going to need money to survive. You're going to need money to take advantage of opportunities. And if that's not paper money, that's going to be money in ounces like gold and silver, or money that is liquid like gold and silver that you can convert to any currency in the world. I think this stuff is something everybody really, really needs to be talking about. And so many people now are talking about leaving certain states and moving to other states because of the politics and their safety. We see this uprise for many, many years now of crime on the streets of America, and people are really getting worried about how safe they are. If something goes wrong, the lights go out, there's food shortages, there's a major earthquake, there's a man-made disaster, we get hit, you know, our grids get hit. Do you feel safe where you live right now? Many people are having that talk with their families that maybe it's time to move, and maybe it's time for you to have that discussion with your family. I'm going to leave it there today. Please like this video, share this video and all my videos all over your social media. If you're not subscribed, there's no obligation. Just subscribe. It's free, no obligation. Hit the bell notification down below. You will be alerted when the newest videos drop. Again, think about this stuff. Leave a comment. God bless all of you. Look forward to speaking to each and every one of you. Take care. What's new in the world today?
What's new in the world today?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Everything?
Nah, it's just right now, everything's going crazy.
When's your next fight?
My next fight should be September 16th.
A couple places you fought over the years?
I fought in Vegas, fought mainly Southern California.
A couple organizations?
King in the Cage, Gladiator Challenge, and Gladiator Championship.
Will this be your last fight?
No.
How much weight have you dropped now?
I've since the beginning of the year, I've possibly dropped 70 pounds. I was
Wow.
like, yeah,
Coach Lionel, an asset.
yeah, no, definitely gets me here.
Let me get over here. Coach Lionel, 70-pound drop. It's all about health and utility with the workouts.
Excuse me?
It's all about health and
Yes,
utility of the workouts.
absolutely.
Eric, 70 pounds down. How much more before the fight?
I can take on the fight right now because I'm at weight, but
Yeah.
What's the weight right now?
right now it's at 250.
Oh, you're a heavyweight.
Yeah, but eventually we're working on getting down to 185.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, we lose weight to 205, 210, and then we cut the water weight at 185. But
Coach Lionel, words of inspiration today. There's a lot of negativity out there in the world. A lot of people eating bad, not working out, being victims of crime. Can't stress it enough about getting into a place like this, not just getting in better shape, but having utility to the workout, be able to defend yourself and your kids especially. Any words of inspiration today?
Yeah, I'm just a very straightforward guy. I just think it's very simple. You just walk in a gym, you pay the fee. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and just do it. That's it. Just do it. If you're hungry, don't go to McDonald's. Have common sense. Go drink water until you're full or something. Have common sense, guys. Common sense is everything, which we don't have. If you look in the mirror, you look like shit, you probably shouldn't eat another hamburger, right? I mean, this is common sense, guys. Wake up, use your common sense. It's the most important thing God gave you, and you will get far in life, believe it or not.
Common
Have a good
sense.
day.
yeah. And then nowadays, it's easier to. Everybody's complaining about the economy being broke and shit. If you go down to Stater Brothers, Aldi, there's a bunch of places, grocery outlets. There's food that you can make for a week.
Yeah.
That's gonna cost a lot cheaper than a McDonald's.
We have to make some sacrifices,
Yeah.
not for the convenience of McDonald's, but McDonald's, man. I haven't eaten at McDonald's for probably 3 years, but I can tell you from the people that have written in, or people I know,
Yeah.
it ain't cheap.
Oh no, it's not cheap. You're costing you an arm and a leg. Hash brown costs you $5. Imagine
Coach,
that.
if they want to go to your YouTube channel,
Yes, Sabbath at Midnight. I have many episodes. We talk about everything biblical, from politics to conspiracy, supernatural, religion, whatever you want to call it, all through a biblical lens. Sabbath at Midnight.
please check it out. It's awesome. Eric, anything to close?
Just stay up, keep riding, chase your dreams, and don't give up.
Don't
in
quit.
life.
Don't quit.
Don't give up.
Even if you have to endure a little bit of pain, discomfort, a little sweat, little blood, little tears, persevere, get through it in life, in your workouts, and especially with spiritual warfare.
Right.
Coach Lionel, anything with spiritual warfare you want to add? Because there's a lot of people quitting out there, losing faith, losing trust.
Just put God first, and that's it. You can't even trust your own self. Why would you trust your own thoughts? Trust Jesus Christ, and that's it. Jesus is king.
Remember, there's always someone watching you. No matter what you do, there's someone there. There might be a kid that lives in your block.
Looking
there
up to
might be
you.
a kid. Someone's
Yeah.
looking up
You're
to you. no matter
influencing
what.
somebody.
So give them a good reason